Oh my gosh.
Did you tape it?
Yeah, I taped it.
Whoa, hey guys. Welcome back to Lurk Channel.
It's a pleasure to have you with us.
It is. Thank you, announcer. Wow. It's the holiday season once again. The weather's changing, decorations are up, dinner reservations at Denny's are set. Oh, they don't take reservations?
No, you just walk in.
Family getting together, friends planning a party. That's what it's really all about, isn't it? Each year things get a bit more corporate, a bit more cynical, a bit more hollow, but not this year. This year, we can focus on what really matters. With everything that's been going on, it's reminded us, as a total collective consciousness, of what's really important, what it's really all about.
Video games?
The holidays. This is always a great bit in seasonal shows, the fan art submissions. We'll go into a physical, yet metaphorical mailbag and check out some of this year's submissions.
Actually, boss.
Huh? So, turns out the bit works better if you have an active audience and fans, and
Oh dear.
probably should have thought of that while we were, copying all the other YouTubers, but you know what? It's too much work to undo the timeline now, so let's just push on. What even happened in 2022? Was it all that different from 2021? Alright, roll the next bit. Whoa, hey, what a segment. I'm sure that's one to look forward to each year. January.
Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard.
Who even knows who owns what anymore? Does Sony still make the PlayStation? Does Sega still make Sonic the Hedgehog? Probably. I'm still waiting for Paradox to finish Bloodlines 2. Wonder how that's going.
New York Times buys Wordle.
I've never played Wordle, but I have played Frame.wtf, which is a guess the movie by frames from the film game. I know it spawned a whole bunch of other spin-off guess the games, which is great for those who participate. Hope you get those green squares.
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
The latest in Pokemon is open world, and Arceus sets the bar low by barely hitting 30 FPS. But hey, it's a different type of Pokemon game. Finally! I didn't play it. February.
COVID death toll exceeds 900,000 in United States.
It's hard to wrap your head around that many people. Actually, no it's not, you fucking peon.
FDA approves first anal sex condom.
The latest in condoms is open world, and now the bar has been lowered by allowing for safer access to the rear end. I've no idea what differentiates one condom from another, but hey, it's a different type of condom. Finally! I haven't used one. The wise sages of law and order have a new pick by our president, Joe Biden. We're all excited to see them thrown before the mercy of the Senate and enshrined in academia as a historical figure. The Steam Deck from Valve finally releases, but no one can get one unless it's personally delivered by Gaben himself. This is an excuse to cover for supply chain issues, but no one really cares because Gaben makes a reference to the gaben@valve.com email address.
My email's gaben@valvesoftware.com.
What a fella.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk 2077 finally releases after being in development for 20 years or something. It sucks, but there are promises to fix the game later. Just hope the car industry doesn't follow their example. Elden Ring finally releases after From Software interprets what little writing they can wring out of George R.R. Martin before he falls asleep each night. I'm not sure why they didn't just call this Dark Souls 4, but I've only played a little bit of the first Dark Souls on PC, so I'm no expert. March.
Will Smith slaps Chris Rock at Academy Awards.
The consensus around the Will Smith-Chris Rock slap at the Academy Awards is that Will Smith is rich enough to do it and get away with it, which he basically has. It's also the most exciting thing to happen during the Academy Awards show, never to be topped. Violence is the answer. Thank you, Will.
Starship Troopers Terran Command.
Did we really need a Starship Troopers game in 2022? Did we need several more movies, an animated TV show, or a toy line? Terran Command emphasizes micromanagement of your units, which operate in a squad, much like the Battle for Middle-earth games. The story and aesthetic have a good amount of cheekiness and irony. You work to liberate this colony or asteroid or some places like that, building certain units to tackle certain bugs. I generally liked this game, but I felt the pacing was slow and certain missions were tedious to complete. No multiplayer is pretty lame. It recently had an update to add acid soldiers or some sort, but I haven't checked it out yet. Are you ready to capture the magic of the 1989 Batman movie again? This time with Robert Pattinson of Harry Potter, Twilight, and the Lighthouse fame? Well, I wasn't. I've sworn off cape shit movies since 2019, and I haven't been tempted to break off the commitment yet. Though, Natalie Portman being in the new Thor movie did get close. Damn. April. In an effort to strike back against Disney for their statements against the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, senators moved to revoke the privileges awarded to Disney to operate like their own government in certain areas, like the Disney resort apartments, or whatever. I probably got the name wrong. It's funny when the right things happen to the right people, by the wrong people, for the wrong reasons.
It's the punitive, petulant political payback to a corporation that dared to say the emperor has no clothes.
Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers Edition.
Being a fan of the Chrono games is tough. I'm not one to like Cross as a Trigger sequel, since it goes out of its way to seemingly shit on the original cast, such as Dalton defeating Chrono in Guardia, but I do like Cross as its own game, and it was cool to see it get a remastered edition. Unfortunately, it runs poorly and was AI upscaled with little care, so it looks kinda weird. Such a shame. Chrono fans just keep losing.
Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Just what the Vampire the Masquerade fandom has been asking for, a Fortnite Battle Royale clone. Finally! I've always wanted to play as my favorite vampire clan while shooting a gun that feels like I've turned on a fire hose. I love collecting the purple weapon and the red blood or the green blood and somehow not violating the masquerade despite leaping up buildings right in front of normies. Finally.
Morbius.
Jared Leto is a fucking creep, so it's appropriate that he would be in one of the worst received films of the year. Despite this, memes of Morbin time explode for roughly a month, just long enough to convince some producers that they should release the film again, only for it to bomb again. It's baffling. How did the Minion movie get young men in suits to come out in droves, while Morbin time couldn't? The mystery still haunts the producers to this day. They'll get it right for Morbius 2 though, I'm sure.
The Northman.
The Northman releases to critics' acclaim, but is shafted because everyone else is too excited about the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. Bummer. May. In more exciting news from the wise sages of Law & Order, their intention to overturn Roe v. Wade, which was the legal bedrock for abortion in the United States, is leaked to the public, shocking normies everywhere who thought the Supreme Court was the only good institution left.
The Centennial Case.
Whoa, hey, I've got Square Enix's back here.
Oh.
No talking about this Detective FMV game. None of it. Nope. Stop. That's it.
Oh my.
Roll it up. It's it.
Vampire the Masquerade. Swan Song.
Just what the Vampire the Masquerade fandom has been asking for. It's Swan Song, a sort of visual novel. It's Swan Song.
Top Gun Maverick.
I've been meaning to watch this as I'm working on a Jennifer Connelly filmography review, where I challenge myself to watch and review every movie that Jennifer has been in. It's been rough going, and I won't say it's slowly but surely material, but I did read that this film used practical effects like real jets, and that's pretty neat. Jude, have you heard about the defamation case?
Roe v. Wade is overturned.
In a shocking follow-up to the leaked Roe v. Wade overturn, Roe v. Wade is overturned.
time to think about the babes.
Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Since Jeffrey Epstein escaped to a new realm of existence in his jail cell, authorities and victims have had to settle with Epstein's mistress, girlfriend, sex secretary, groomer.
I think they can probably speak to that, but personally, for me, that was not an apology. She once again did not acknowledge her crimes, did not take responsibility for them in any way, so that was really disappointing.
Well, it's something.
The Quarry.
The Quarry seemingly came out of nowhere and was one of the most streamed video games of the month, though don't ask me for a source on that. A Choices Matter horror game, I made the choice not to play it and instead experience it vicariously through Twitch streamers. Spooky. Spooky. Spooky.
Neon White.
Lovely Planet, I mean, Neon White releases, and since it's a map-driven speedrun game, everybody starts speedrunning it. Wonder how long that'll last. I haven't played it.
South Park, The Streaming Wars.
South Park is still a thing? Really? Huh, who knew?
Jurassic World, Dominion.
Who is watching these? How are these making money? Oh, we'll have the dinosaurs be in the city this time, and not like the lame way it was portrayed at the end of Jurassic Park 2. Oh no, this time there are dinosaurs everywhere. Or are they? Jeff Goldblum? July.
James Webb Telescope.
NASA launches a giant telescope that can maintain the same area of space due to math, allowing for some really cool photos to eventually be captured. Here are some.
Stray.
I adopted Morris around June, but brought him home probably sometime in July or so. He was born in March, and apparently he was found in a box that showed up in someone's garage along with the rest of his litter, which my mom took in at the behest of a friend who fosters cats for a living. He's at least doubled in size since he moved in. He gets along alright with Smidge, my older cat, who's now around 11 years old or so. Not exactly sure when he was born. But he's been annoying him a bunch. He just wants to play, you know, but sometimes Smidge is cool and chases him around and it's all good. But Morris doesn't really know when to quit. So I think he'll grow out of it once he gets older though, and sort of understands that he's like pushing things a little too far. Oh, Stray? Stray? Yeah, I mean, seems alright, but I didn't play it.
Oh my. Minions. The Rise of Gru.
I haven't seen any of the Minions movie, which might surprise you. I feel like they just aren't for me, in much the same way Megamind or the upcoming Mario movie isn't targeting my demographic. But they are fucking everywhere, aren't they? So it's a bit hard to miss. I mean, it seems like a fun meme for those who celebrate.
South Park Part 2.
There's a part 2? What? August.
FBI search mar a Lego.
Ex-reality star, who was also president for a term, Donald Trump, apparently took some documents back home with him, so the FBI took them back. Honestly, I need to flesh out my own political views. I think Republicans are in the death cult, but can I prove it?
Capri Sun recall.
Wild Cherry Capri Sun is recalled due to containing cleaning solution, upsetting the kids who claim the flavor tastes better. Bummer. Ah, politicians. They do say the darndest things.
And the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, too. Anyway.
Oh, we'll cancel your student debt. Oh, we'll cancel maybe $50,000 of your student debt. Well, actually, we could probably only get around $10,000 of that debt canceled. Oh, darn. Oh, darn.
London Fields.
Mostly because of the court case and finding this to be one of those worst movie ever types, I had a group watch of London Fields from 2018, starring Amber Heard and some other celebrities. It's not just that this is one of the worst movies ever, it's boring. Really boring. A dart game?
The thing about the king was,
don't get me wrong, Amber Heard is fucking hot, but that's all this film has going for it.
when I was brought to his room, he laid out the most miraculous panties.
September. NASA fires a missile at an asteroid in an attempt to move it 10 minutes away from its course, and is not only successful, but ends up moving it 26 minutes away. NASA can now help the planet Earth avoid asteroid strikes. That's a load off our collective minds. Whew.
Google Stadia shuts down.
Google announces the shutdown of its cloud-based gaming service Stadia, shocking everybody.
Return to Monkey Island.
The Monkey Island games are good, for the most part, and I'm sure that this one is no exception. I just don't like the art style.
Grounded.
Grounded from Obsidian Games finally releases out of early access. It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets survival horror. It's pretty good.
Pinocchio.
Disney is at it again with modern remakes of old classics, this time with Pinocchio from director Robert Zemeckis. This is one of 2 Pinocchio films releasing this year, if you can believe it. It's the year of Pinocchio. I wonder which one of them will do better.
Clerks 3.
Kevin Smith is at it again with more sequels to old classics, this time with Clerks 3. Post-Potato Kevin Smith has been interesting, but not enough for me to see his new films. Sorry, Kevin. October.
Federal offences for marijuana possession pardoned.
Dark Brandon is at it again, this time pardoning all federal offenses for marijuana possession. Now if only the individual states would follow suit and get rid of all the state crimes for possession. Still, a solid step in the right direction.
Michigan Upper Peninsula.
Around this time in October, I went up to visit my friend Unusual Cook in Michigan and go tour the Upper Peninsula. Here are some shots from it.
G4 shuts down.
Did you know that popular TV show network G4 was back? This time as a Twitch channel? Well, it's gone. Again, the Sessler and Olivia Munn are not coming back. It's over.
I'm
fried.
so
he
fried.
wanted to talk about his circumcision.
No. She says, well, hey, are you circumcised?
Are you circumcised?
And I said,
David Jaffe.
I am circumcised. And
Okay,
this is
good.
an exclusive.
Exclusive.
We're going to show off
his foreskin.
Yes, are we ready?
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch releases again, tricking everyone into thinking it's a different yet similar game instead of just the same game. More like Overwatch 1.5, right? Right? Hello? Hello?
Scorn.
Korn. People seemed really excited for this game because of its Geiger-esque aesthetics, but seems like they forgot the game part of video game. I keep hearing about floppy sucking penises. I don't know. I haven't played it.
Bayonetta 3.
I heard something about the voice actor for Bayonetta not getting paid enough. That sucks. November.
Pinocchio.
Del Toro is at it again with more films about monsters, this time with Pinocchio, not to be confused with the earlier Pinocchio film from Disney. This one, critics say, is good, actually. Yeah, take that, Disney.
Sonic Frontiers.
So Sega does make Sonic games? Or is it owned by Microsoft? Or Paramount? Wait, is this a movie tie-in? Is Idris Elba in this one? Or Jim Carrey? December. At this year's Game Awards, a random child manages to get himself on stage during the announcement for Elden Ring as Game of the Year, and then shouts out Bill Clinton. Honestly, a bit of a wasted opportunity, but pulling it off certainly is something.
Bill Clinton, thank you everybody.
What? What the fuck did he just say? Did he just shout out Bill Clinton?
Well, eventful evening, congratulations.
Oh my.
2022. A year like any other, and yet unique, unlike any year previous. A lot of people got pretty doom and gloom in the transition from 2021 to 2022, and who can blame them? Having confidence in the accuracy of the information you're receiving is hard enough, let alone making the right decision. Are we out of the pandemic, officially? People are really still voting Republican? So Henry Cavill won't be Superman again? So we're getting another Starship Troopers video game? A first-person survival shooter with potentially 12 players split into 3 teams on the same map, all working towards the same goal of killing the bugs? Sounds fucking badass, but why in 2023? And that, I think, sums up 2022. Did we really just get 2 Pinocchio films? I mean, I guess in 2023 we can get excited for another Batman film. Huh. Get those fitness goals ready.
Boss.
Thank you for watching, and check out some of my other videos, like my lesbian vampire review, unless you don't like vampires. Or lesbians.
Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everyone.